Hi, welcome to my channel, The Machine Learning Engineer. Today we see another video in the series Google AI and Machine Learning. And today we are gonna see a very interesting tool that recently Google released to the public. It's now free to use. Google Lens, which is not more than an extension of one of the features of the Google Computer Vision API. I will explain what is Google. Google Lens is a feature that now we have in our browsers. Let me find down a browser, which allow us to look for the content or of an image that we can have either in local or we see in a browser. So the tool help us to identify what is the content of the image. It is let me give you an example. Probably it's gonna be easier. So now in Google, you probably realize that there is this option in Google, search with Google Lens, or also appears this API that you can access with your browser, lens.google.com. So essentially, how it works, you simply are browsing. You just go, for example, I just pointing to an image in my disk using a URI file, but this can be specifically an HTML page, and then it doesn't necessarily have to be a LandMark. It can be whatever, and then you just simply select the image and Google will tell you what is. Again, this is simply part of the Computer Vision API, one of the LandMark detection, one of the features that they had, and now is public and everybody can use it as part of the options that you have in your menu. You can do the same as I mentioned you before. Let's take another one feature here. You just drag and drop an image into Google Lens, and then automatically find the image in the essentially what it's doing is looking in the available images that you have in Google, and then look for similar images using the engine, and then finally take a decision taking the image which is more similar to the one that you are proposing, and then once you get the label of this image, is make a search in the engine and show you all the images that you have available, or pages that you have available with this image. Really interesting. I use a lot, especially as I had activated the background in my Windows machine. Every time it is appearing very, very beautiful and interesting images of different places all over the world, and I was intrigued many times to understand where is this place, and then now it's very easy to understand. Before it was just trying to find a place. If you didn't know, if you were not there, it was impossible to know which place where it was located. Let's imagine this one. This one was one of the backgrounds of my screen, and then wow, where is this place? And then as you can take a look, is one of the Sichuan tourist mountain zone. Here you have the place. I don't know how it's even described. It's in China. Kimbriers.com, most beautiful lakes in the world. That's probably that one. Yeah, it's really, really. And then here, let's check another one. Oops, that one let's take, is here, Huanglong. Yeah, exactly. A place in China, area in the northwest part of Sichuan, China. And then let me show you another place. All these pictures appears in the background. So if you have activated, let me 1 second. Yeah. Let me show you the other one. So I have activated in my machine. Let me find out the option. Is well, the background in any case. And then you have an option where every day you receive a different background in your machine, and then on every time, at least in my case, it was really interesting places, and I was really intrigued to understand. No, this is not the one I want to show you. This other one, which is in Haka Island in Mozambique, Africa. Yeah. And okay, yeah, as I mentioned you before, it's not more than part of the Cloud Vision API. This is an old friend. I know this API probably for last 6-7 years is there, and then now it was renamed to Vertex AI Vision. But yeah, it's exactly the same. Just you know that the providers like to change the name just to show us that they are doing something, that they are improving their products, but it's exactly the same that we had 6-7 years ago. Now it's Vertex. Before it was Cloud Vision API. So I'm using still the API, accessing to the old service, and then here I get you the documentation. You can do not only landmark detection, you also can do image labeling, OCR tagging, and explicit content detection. This is something that I use in different projects to detect images that are non-safe for work in the data lake. But yeah, they had everything integrated on the API. And then I will give you as well some examples here. I will upload this notebook to the repository to you later. Take a look and you can get familiar if you are not already with this API, which is really useful. And again, it's there for a long time already, so you are probably know the existence of this API. And then the derivation, Google Lens is not more than the extension of the landmark detection. I will show you in a second. So to access to the Cloud Vision, you need a service account. I have it one, and then I activate the API in the here is your Cloud Vision. You just activate Cloud Vision API. You manage, you activate it if you don't have already, and once you have it, you can access as any other using your credentials, and creating here to use the credentials, just simply put the path to the JSON file into an environmental variable, and then on here we have different examples of the functionality. We just create a client, Vision V1 image annotation client, and then on you open the image in binary, and you pass the image. You create a container, an image container. This is a class of part of the API, and then on you pass. You use the client with the container, and you pass it to the different services you have here. You have text detection, you have label detection, and here object location. So we take the text is this image here, and obviously no text. Then on the object detect labels of the objects, you had blue, water, body, buildings, city, waterway, architecture, etc., with the different scores, and also buildings, which is the dominant, I will say, dominant object in the image. Now, using the LandMark detection, you can see here the main object is the Chapel Bridge. This other is a restaurant, McDonald's, and the theatre Lucerne. This is a very famous landscape in LandMark in Switzerland, Chapel Bridge. And as you can see here, it's part of the Cloud Vision, but as I said, now it's just extending. You can use it for free in your browser. And the latest thing I want to show you is the OCR. We had already some videos in the channel. It's essentially using the images to the API, and here we are just using PYMU PDF, famous library, to extract the images. Here we just simply take the document, we iterate page by page, and then when we extract the image, we do a zoom of the image for better resolution. We transform it to a pillow image, and then once we had the image in PNG, we send it to the service and we extract the text. That simple than that. And then on here you have some helpers to do the process. We take this, I was using this 6 years ago in a project I was participating in Barcelona, in Madrid. And then we had to extract the text from different documents related to the real estate sector, to everything that is around the buy and sell of properties in Spain. And then we had to parse and extract text from multiple different documents that are the companies use on the process of buying and selling houses. Then this is a property valuation of a house. It's a typical document where companies specialize in doing valuation of houses, use houses around, how is the status of the company, what is the legal status of the house, of the property, etc., and they make a evaluation of how much money could cost, or the range of the money, depending on the status, the shape of the property, where it's located, how much if there is extra in the house, etc., So we need to extract the relevant information from these documents and many others that are part of the process of the buying a house. That, as I mentioned you at the beginning, I was doing this 6 years ago, so it's just to give you an idea of how old is the interface, the API, and now part of them is released to the public, and then you have here an example of working with a PDF and the extraction of the text in the document. Finally, in the project, we decide to use the service in Azure. It was not at the beginning. At the beginning, it's true, we use Google, and then after, in the second phase of the project, we decide to change to Azure because there were some issues with some use cases that they were not correctly handled in the API, and it took a lot of time after they made changes, and finally we decide to move the extraction to the same service in Azure. But now, I think that probably now it's already solved. This project was done. It took us practically 1 year and a half to work out multiple documents multiple different documents. This is just one of the one that we were working with. No, any OCR service had problems. It is not with the double or triple column documents which had different multiple columns, like the research documents or documents without translations. Practically all technologies I tested have problems with tables. Extracting tables is something really complicated from images, and then that is really disastrous. And yeah, well, again, this is one of the functionalities that had Cloud Vision, and then for most of the use cases is working really, really well, believe me, and the same that the others. Here there is no magic. OCR is something that is there for more than 40 years. Is nothing new. What we are doing here, the OCR technique is really, really old, then it's really mature, so there's not many things that you can do to improve. Just improving the quality of the image, trying to rebuild the image, but there is some of the well-known issues in working with OCR. You cannot do anything apart of the, well, today there is techniques again to reveal or to understand what it could be, because just some examples I can give you. In this project we had, when in the notary documents, for example, when the notaries like to put their stamps, and then when they put the stamp, they put it anywhere, and then sometimes they put the stamp in on top of the text, and well, this text is how to say, not readable, or that you can read something is not correct. And then it's very difficult to overcome these problems. No, but then this is it is a problem not only in the Google Cloud Vision. It's also any other OCR service had the same issue. Again, I told you as well, the double column or triple column documents. This, for example, translations, official translations, where you have these documents that you present usually in the core, when you have in the left side you had the text, the legal text in a language, and in the right side you had in the translated language in another language, no? And then with this as well, it used to be very, very complicated, because usually OCR is reading from left to right and from top down, and then it's not for them is usually. It's not, now there is techniques where you can select sections, you can identify first of all the blocks, and then decide which blocks to start. No, but if you apply OCR like it is, and you don't specify the different columns, it's gonna be extracted left, right, left, right, top, down, and then it will mix up the language in between different columns. And also tables are very complicated to handle, especially when there is not many space in between the edges of the boxes in the table and the numbers or letters that you have inside the table cells. No, it's very, very, very hard to work out tables, especially if they are very small, and that was one of the issues that we had in this project long ago. That's why at that moment the service was not very, very good handling that. Azure did it better. That we changed, but Azure had other problems at that time as well. So that was the status years ago. Today is different. There is as well improvements, but some of the old problems are still there, and we need to use other specific techniques at the time that you want to handle these specific problems. Okay, that's pretty much all. I hope that you find it interesting. From my side, I told you I use this a lot. It was really good really good, at least from my perspective, that when they release this for the public, is a tool that I consider very very useful. Especially when you are interested in finding places, you have such interest like I have. To me, it was really something really good when they disclose this for the public. But you always can do it connecting to the API, to the cloud API, but here it's pretty easy to use, and then you find information very quickly. From my side, is quite interesting and useful tool. And that's all. Thank you very much for watching the video up to this point. I hope that you found it interesting and useful for your job, for your training, for whatever reason are you watching this video. So, as usually said, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, make comments, and share with friends and colleagues. In this way, you will help me to grow in YouTube. Thank you very much, and see you soon.